Alright, here we are for a Scars of Mirrodin block draft. Generally when I'm drafting this format, I'm either looking for a red-white, extremely quick beatdown deck focused around the white, or to go to black-green effect route. Looking at this pack, I mean, this pack is not very deep. There's only really one card I think that's worth considering. That's the Exarch here. And if we look, there's probably, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, depending on the deck, and 7 maybe playables. I mean, Convert I don't really consider playable. Shrine is kind of on the fringe, I think, of being playable. It's just a little slow. So I don't think we're going to wheel anything from this pack. If we do wheel something, it's probably going to say something's underdrafted. I mean, obviously late pick, somebody might take like the Jin Gitaxis over one of these other cards, since it's a mythic and this pack's so weak. But we're taking Tormentor Exarch. We're probably thinking the next pick is going to either be Blighted Agent, Tanadon, Sheldred. I mean, it really depends on what they've taken first. Well, I really like Glisten Oil. I mean, Beast Within's a great card, Bite's a great card, Scorn's a great card. So there's a lot of green here. They took an uncommon. So basically we're looking at either moving into green and probably going into a either splashing like the Glissa Scorn, or going into a more of an infect strategy. I didn't really pass anything that would have... In fact, I passed such little crap that I didn't really send a clear signal or anything like that. They might not be drafting green, expecting this green stuff to come, and green's often underdrafted in this first pack. If we didn't want to go green, black-red beatdown's okay. Remember the Fallen is actually really good in white, and Gremlin Mine's pretty decent in itself. Like, when I see this, I think Glissa Scorn, generally, I'm going to go ahead and take the Scorn and just see what else is being passed to me, because it looks like he's going to think green's open. Since green is often underdrafted, I might just go ahead and move into green. And wow, this I really value Mind Colon. And we haven't passed any blue, so I might actually grab that. God. I realize I'm sending like mixed signals myself, but like I don't really like cards like Thundering Tanadon. I think the life loss if you're not playing green is too much. I think he's too vulnerable being an artifact, and I think he just doesn't really fit in most green archetypes since you're often playing Infect. Same with like Mike something, just doesn't really fit in Infect even though he's big. Growth, while a good card, isn't something that I really want to pick up this early. Could I make an argument for Wellspring, since if we go an Infect strategy, you could easily splash the red. If we go like a red-white beatdown strategy or some kind of black-red strategy, you could easily splash the Scorn. I think it's too early to pick Wellspring, and Mind Colon is such a powerful card. I'm just going to move in on the Mind Colon and see what else I get past. It's interesting to note there's a core, so if we see a Wellspring, we can often expect to table a core here. If we're going Infect, like Spinebiter is such a powerful card. He's also kind of a powerful card in the late game controlling deck too, since he can just end the game on his own. Spinethopter kind of, would fit in with like a blue-red splash plan. It's colorless, easier to play. This might be the pick for what our deck is currently. Spinebiter is definitely showing that Infect's probably open. And it's generally the better card, where we could be shooting for some kind of Infect deck that's splashing this other stuff. It's very hard to tell right now. I think I'm leaning toward the Infect, because I like Infect as a strategy, so I think I'm going to go ahead and take the Spinebiter. As crazy as that sounds. This pack is just generally weak. I mean, we already have... I guess we could be one of those weird, odd Infect decks that ends up going, like green-white, splashing something. Sometimes, like, we've seen a Lost Leonin already in our first pack. It might wheel, because sometimes it's just not used. And, like, if you get a Viridian Emissary or something in the next pack, it would help to splash. So I think I might just go with the Leonin. Again, I don't like Tanadon as a card. I know a lot of people like it, but for the aforementioned reasons, I just don't think it's that strong. I mean, it does kind of fit in a big green-red dinosaur type strategy, though. But that being said, I think I'm just going to take... God. Alright, I'm going to take the Tanadon. Like, it's too early to move into the white. And of course, we would have gotten rewarded here. Yeah, I'm going with Shriek Raptor here. We're again, for the reasons why I mentioned the Leon, and we'll go with the Raptor. We'll just, and see what happens. I think, yeah, Slash Panther is the most powerful card here, obviously. Alright, here we are for round one. This is a hand I gotta keep. I got all my colors, and got some ramp and some playables. And he chose to play last, which is interesting. Makes me wondering if he could be on some kind of Metalcraft type deck. Guess I could have led with Island there just to be a little bit trickier. Glinthawk Idol. This is probably black-white. Not really what I wanted to be drawing that early. I mean, if he, hopefully he's black-white with some kind of equipment, so my spider might actually be pretty good. Especially if it doesn't like Strider Harness here attack. And Wellspring. It's debatable if I actually want to drop my spider next turn. Like, this deck really looks like it's probably got equipment in it. Like, if you're playing those color combos, you're probably relying heavily on some kind of Metalcraft. And he skipped his attack, okay. Not sure what that was about, really, but we'll attack him. Just our Spin Engine. Don't want him blocking. I guess we'll just represent all our colors of mana here. As I said, yeah, I think I'm going to hold back my spider for a little bit. There's no real rush. Skinwing, or Rusted Slasher, sorry. I was hoping it was going to be something like a Skinwing. If he sacks like Wellspring to Rusted Slasher, I think we're just going to go ahead and shoot it in response. Yeah, I would force him to lose like his Glinthawk Idol there. And that guy cannot block this turn. Again, I don't really see that big of a need to commit my spider just yet. Okay. Interesting. We keep drawing a lot of land. Not what I want to see. Yeah, I mean, well, we're not going to get the good old in response to force him to sack his flyer yet. This guy's kind of annoying for us. Divine Offering. That is rather annoying too. Well, there's a good thing for our spider. We need some of this card advantage back. Trying to debate if I want to go ahead and shoot the Acolyte here, or if I should just go ahead and kill the Glenhawk Idol. We have like Blister Stick Shaman that if we draw that, it's pretty good against Acolyte in a lot of situations, so I think we're just going to go ahead and kill the Idol here. Though, like, into the core, obviously, would be kind of... I think he's going to have enough artifacts for into the core later. And this guy just... We're a little bit back on our heels. This guy represents more of a threat. Now, we're definitely not shooting the Rusted Slasher when he can just sack and regenerate, so... Yeah, we're kind of back on our heels here. Mindclin would actually be an amazing card. We're going to go ahead and get out the spider here. I'm going to destroy the Mortipod. Aspect. Like, I'm expecting, like, a Grasp of Darkness on my guy. If he has, like, Instill, it'd be worse to block the Rusted Slasher right here. So I think we just take the damage, and we go for a kill on the Slasher first. He doesn't have a Grasp. He's got someone huge. Great. It's always good to see things our deck cannot handle. And it's always good to see more land. I'm just going to go ahead and concede this game. I don't really see any reason to continue or to show more other cards. We're not overcoming the Chancellor there, because he's colorless. He can fit in any of our decks, whether we go the Infect route or not. While Victorious Destruction kind of fits in the big red dinosaur plan, it's not the best card. This guy fits in the big red dinosaur plan, and I think it's just a stronger card overall, so I'm going to go ahead and take him. Wow, we wield a Leeching Bite. I think this is the strongest card if we end up as Infect or if we end up as anything else. Though Talisman is pretty strong for getting out our big stuff earlier, I think Leeching Bite is just slightly stronger. It's interesting to note that there is a Spire Monitor here too. Meaning the blue's open. I mean, it looks like so far these packs have kind of had weird signaling. I think green's underdrafted. I think red is being scooped up, like all the Volt Charges and stuff, and I think black is being scooped up. Any of these other colors are kind of viable right now. Somebody did take the Lost Leonin. That's important to note here. And this, so far, is turning into a kind of a train wreck of a draft. I really wish the Tannernin had been a white Infect guy. But as it stands, we're probably not going to be playing. Like, I guess I'll take Vapor Snag, just to, in case we end up going. I really don't like playing the 3/1 green guy. He just, even if it's in some kind of an Infect strategy, he doesn't seem very strong to me ever. And none of these cards are good. I don't see myself playing any of them. I guess I'll just go ahead and take a Toxic now. We'll just... Try to decide if the Apostle's Blessing. I think Blessing's going to be slightly better. I mean, I don't think it's worth taking the rare at the moment, when Blessing might come into play in our deck. Here's the Phyrexian's Core, which is good to note because we might get like an Ichor Wellspring. Unfortunately, we did not get one of the Mycosynths to wheel. So right now, it's really hard to see what we're going to be. We could be, we'll probably end up being green base, splashing either red or blue. We could end up like green-red dinosaurs, splashing blue, green-red control. We could even end up green-white, depending on how many infect creatures we see early that might wheel. Though somebody did pick up the Leonins, so somebody else might be scooping up those white infect guys. And this is an incredibly weak pack for us. I think, like, I know red's probably being scooped up. And I think black is, like, we didn't see anything except for the early Blind Zealot. So black is definitely being scooped up. However, I think, Tormentor Exarch is our strongest card in one of these off colors. Mind Coin is the one that's easier, a little bit easier to splash than Exarch because it's a little bit more later game. So I think we're just going to go ahead with the Blister Stick here. None of these other cards really excite us. Plague Mirror is obviously pretty solid in an effect strategy. Right now, I don't really have any infect guys per se, except for the Spinebiter. And Blister Stick is a solid card, and red is generally pretty deep in terms of the removal in the last pack. So I think just going kind of a red-green dinosaur strategy with Blister Stick is going to be the best call here. I think Rotwolf is just a solid card in any type. Like, whether we go Infect or not, Rotwolf is a very powerful card. It's very difficult to trade with him. I think he's definitely the pick here. And, yeah, I mean, we might wheel something like the Rusted Slasher, so that's good to note in case we see an Ichor Wellspring with not much else to take or alternatives, since we already have the core. And we also might wheel something like the Ringleader or the Cost Courier, which I guess, decent sideboard, but if you're playing Red Green Dinosaurs, Courier or Ringleader's not horrible, I guess. Just hopefully remove shit and then swing in big. But we're going to take the Rotwolf for here. Burn the Impure is quite clearly the pick. I don't think we're going to wheel either the Wellspring or the Rotwolf. If we do, that would be amazing. Wow. And there's an Into the Core. In fact, that might be the pick over Burn the Impure. I just got to think. I think it's a much stronger card, though a little bit more situational, of course. I can't believe I didn't see that on first pass of the pack. It's a little bit harder to cast in a deck that might be playing the blue as well, but I think it's just going to be the strongest card. I'm going to go ahead and grab it. Yeah, it's interesting to see Relic Order here. I'm going to go ahead and hide the Shriek Raptor in the Viper Snag. Yeah, this kind of looks like a train wreck of a deck so far. Like, we have some decent cards, but when you're going to Infect / other in strategy in red-green, that's not great. As is probably visibly evident. I think Miran's Metal's going to be the pick here. Like, Peace Strider's okay. Especially if you're eating our life with these things, but I think the Trick, we only have the one Trick in Leeching Bite so far, and I think the Trick in combination with Rotwolf is decent, and can finish somebody off with Spinebiter, decent enough that I think it's going to be a better card than Peace Strider early on. I think we're going to go ahead, like, Plague Maw Beast is kind of cool in some situations. Pistol Strike also kind of cool if we're going with an effect strategy, but since we have a mixed strategy, I think just taking Spin Engine here. It's an artifact, so if we do get some weird kind of Metalcraft thing or Embersmiths, it would work with that. It's a little bit easier to cast if we're playing 3 colors. And yeah, I think it's pretty much explanatory there. And a late pick, Burn the Impure, is kind of an incredible gift. I guess red is being pretty underdrafted from our left, unless there's been some pretty crazy packs. Well, this is an interesting one. We have the Ikra Wellspring, which it works well with the core. We might get a Rusted Slasher Wheeling, and you can pick up like the 2/1 Daredevils in later packs, or one of the Narthosaurs, which makes it easy to sack. But I think Blister Stick Shaman is just clearly the better card. He's already a 2-for-1 against a lot of creatures in the format, especially mirrors. And he's a body in himself, so I think he's just going to be the stronger play here. I think Malaria's Keepers is a strong card, but it doesn't necessarily fit into what we're trying to do at the moment. I mean, it's strong, obviously, but I think Blister Stick is just the stronger card here. Don't really see us playing Tangle, so I think we'd rather play the Narthosaur even all. Or, sorry, Tangle Hulk. Well, yeah, actually, maybe we would rather play Tangle Hulk than a Narthosaur. We don't really have any artifacts to sack. I don't think we're getting a Wellspring, so I guess I will take him. We've already have enough. Like, this is an interesting card. We only have one Raw Wolf. That doesn't work very well with Blister Sticks. We're just going to go ahead and take the Mythic here. The Cost Courier tabled, but also a Spin Engine. The Spin Engine is just going to be a slightly stronger card overall. We're going to go ahead and grab it. Here's a Cost Courier, the tabled. Either main deck or sideboard. Well, we're probably not playing the core since we didn't end up getting a either one of the Wellsprings. We're not playing the Duelists. Hopefully we're not going to have to play the Narthosaur or the Tangle Hulk. Or the Cost Courier remain. And Spinebiter's kind of looking a little suboptimal at the moment since we're not looking to win through an Infect strategy. Well, we opened Sword here. Clearly the card to take. We'll see if we're going to end up wheeling anything. It'd be interesting to wheel something like Tangle Angler or Mirror, but I doubt that's going to happen. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10... I mean, we're probably going to end up wheeling like Kemba's Skyguard, Flameborn Hellion, Salanton. If we wheel the Hellion, he's just better than the Narthosaur, I think, in this type of deck. So we'd end up playing him. But right here, we just take the sword and cross our fingers that comes back. This is a relatively weak pack overall for us. Wow, I honestly don't know. Like, we've seen 2 arrests, so we could make an argument that Cooling Dais could be okay in our deck. But this is the kind of thing that might wheel here. We don't have a lot of like random spell bombs, but I guess if we end up with a Panic or Horizon, Molder Beast could be an okay pick. Since it kind of fits in with our beatdown theme, like Molder Beast, I think it's just better than Tangle Hulk in this deck. Our Battle Gear doesn't fit on a lot of our creatures, so we wouldn't be playing it. Like, there could be maybe an argument for taking a rest to splash it. But I think Molder Beast is just going to fit in our deck, so it's going to be a little bit stronger here. And I'm already thinking I'd rather splash than Mind Calling, so I think I would just go ahead and take the Molder Beast. Even though it's not the best card to take that early. Well, here we're going to take the Mirror. We got a lot of expensive stuff. I know we have a lot of 3-drops and not a lot of 4-drops, but we do have more things that cost a lot to take out later. The Trigon of Thought is something that could be interesting in our deck. Just to get to our bigger cards later on. We'll trade with a lot of stuff early and then hopefully stall and then draw later. This might table. I kind of doubt it though, but I think we're going to just need the Mirror here. And hopefully, I mean, Saber Claw might also table. Darksteel Axe is an incredibly good card to go to Slate. I'm not really sure why that's here, especially with like our spin engines. And Spinebiter late could just be a finisher. Not much to say about that pick. I'm not sure why it's there. I really like Acid Web Spider. It really also fits into this deck. And this guy's somebody that nobody really takes, and could come back later if we end up getting like a Copper Carapace. But yeah, Acid Web Spider is a very, very solid card. I wish this was a Silver Mirror. Don't think we're taking any of these other cards. I see no reason to play something like Blade Tribe Berserker, so I think we're just going to go ahead and take the Gold Mirror. Horizon Spellbomb, since if we're splashing the Mind Coin, it's going to be much stronger than Panic Spellbomb. And a lot of creatures already can't block some of our guys, and our guys are harder to block anyway at this point, so I think just going ahead with the Horizon is correct here. We're going to go ahead and take Teljaw Defiance. It's a decent sideboard card. Yeah, we wield the crap. Nothing that we'd actually end up playing, except for maybe the Flameborn Hellion. We're going to get one in a later pack, so I'm debating just hating this. And as it stands, we might not even be playing this one. But I don't think it's really worth hating anything in this format, really. So I guess I'll just go ahead and take the Hellion in case we play it. I don't think we're actually going to play Spinebiter at the moment. We're definitely not playing a main deck Courier. And yeah, we're probably just trimming these more expensive guys. As I said, here's the other Hellion that I kind of expect to get back. Again, Bar Battle Gear, it doesn't fit on a lot of our dudes, so it's just quite clearly not going to be played in our deck. I think Deus is a decent card. While we don't have anything with Proliferate, it's a card that's good at sideboarding against things like Arrest, like if a deck has a lot of Arrests or Mind Controls or whatnot. So go ahead and grab that. And the Trigon did Will. I'm not sure I'm going to play it, but just interesting to note, since we might end up with a decent amount of islands. Though probably not. Probably more like one island. And the Withstand Deaths are okay tricks, but I don't think we'll be playing them. And so we ended up in, yeah, a red-green kind of dinosaur strategy, which I don't necessarily like. We do have a sword, we do have some decent curving pressure, and we do have some late game in our ability to splash the Mind Coin, so this deck could end up doing okay. Just throw our cards in here, all the ones that we're definitely going to end up playing. I'll put him at 5-drop, though he kind of definitely counts as a 4-drop. Same with the Tanadon. I mean, the debate here is if it's worth playing the Apostle's Blessing. Teljaw Defiance might actually be a solid main deck card in this deck. We kind of, since we're splashing something, we might want to cycle through to try and get our Island or Horizon Spellbomb a bit quicker. It also isn't a horrible card in general, since it can get 2-for-1 in certain situations. I think since we're not going in Infect strategy at all, just Spinebiter just isn't that great. And so now it just really comes down to, we have 12 creatures. It comes down to whether we want an Apostle's Blessing, or like Flameborn Hellion. I think Hellion in this deck with the haste is a little bit better than like Narthasor. We don't really have anything to sack, or anything that needs to be sacked. Since we're not in effect strategy, I think Hellion's a little bit better than Spinebiter. It's also a little bit easier to cast. And I think Hellion's a little bit better than Tanglehulk, just based on the haste and the toughness. We already have some things that are going to come out a little bit earlier. And the fact he's not an artifact. I should add that in there. I also could debate and see playing just 16 land in this deck since we have a Horizon Spellbomb and 2 Mirrors. But I think we have enough later drops. Like, I guess you can look at these as this. And since we are splashing, it'd probably be better just to play 2 islands. We really don't need double red until this probably would come out a little bit later. Same with this. Double red or double green early. So I think we can go ahead and play 2 islands. And Apostle's Blessing, I'm going to leave it in the sideboard for now. Over this, just because this cantrips and draws a card. And if like we do play the Arrest deck, or a deck with mind controls and stuff, I think I would definitely put that in. Alright. So we'll put in, we'll see what it suggests. 8, 8, and 1. I mean, that might be better. Trying to think the odds of us. Like, we're gonna want to see an island. If we see Mind Coin, we're gonna want to have seen an island. By turn 6 or 7. And I don't think it's gonna hurt us that much to play like an extra island over that forest. We don't really need any green on the second turn. Or sorry, over that mountain. I think the green is a little bit better since it combos a little bit better with the Horizon Spellbomb. To have extra early, though, like having extra red for these spin engines could matter. I think we're gonna go for that way. I just want to make sure that I have the blue because this is such a powerful card that we want to be able to cast it when we get it. And I'm gonna go with this. Alright, we'll see you for round 1.